Hello YouTube, we're gonna be making a space plane today. Um, this is one of the previous ones I built, but it didn't record properly. um, but I'm gonna run through what happened. Basically, I'm recording this because there's some comments that that they wanted to know how to make a space plane that can get up to relatively high speed without, you know, taking forever or having to go up in the upper atmosphere. And essentially, as I have here, or as I said before, it kind of depends on your wingspan and your fuel and your engines. Alright? The reason why it depends on your wingspan is because of the resistance in the air. The more wingspan, you'll have more lift and you'll be able to carry more, etc., etc. But you'll be able to probably get higher in the upper atmosphere, maybe the second part, depending on how many engines you have. As you see here, I have 4. Um, and a decent wingspan, so I could freaking probably, attach a decent load under these wings, or perhaps on top. Um, I'll run through how I built this afterwards we take off, but uh, I'll be making another step for a skinnier plane. But as you can see, another way you can also make it to where, say you're having issues. I mean, it may not look as good as you see right here. I don't think it looks good at all. But you can, this basically helps your nose get up. If you have a design like this, you may have issues turning, but your nose will get up fine because, it's pushing upwards. The engines are making you go upwards. Um, but if you want, the faster you, like this plane, I guarantee if you're in the second part of the atmosphere, maybe around 10,000 meters, I guarantee you can go about 1,000 meters. I think I've gotten 1,200 or so with a design similar to this. I guarantee, I mean, even with, this is using mostly I try to stick to stock here, with the landing gear, but this is mostly using all B9 aerospace pack, which they have really good parts in. But what you want to try to do, if you want to just build your own, try to get the center of mass and the center of lift near each other. It just depends. Do you want a nose heavy plane or do you want a tail heavy plane? The tail heavies will take off faster or take off better, but you'll probably have the risk of stalling once you're in a tight turn. Of course, the nose heavy ones, well, they just slant down all the time unless you adjust the trim. But like I said, it just all depends on kind of what kind of design you want to do. And if you're going to build, you know, a space plane, make sure you have struts. I'm not, these don't do it that much, with these wings in the B9 aerospace pack. But the regular wings, they tend to flex and bend and stuff when they're not strutted together. But the struts, they basically just help it overall, for stability. So it's really, really nice to strut stuff together. It may not look pretty. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want, but it's for a safety precaution. I'm just doing it here because I like strutting them together for the safety. And I'll show you this flies, and then I'll break the plane down and show you the different parts and stuff. And it's nighttime. Alright. And of course, we got the intakes in the front of the engine. I used sub-assemblies. I made these prior. If you have better landing gear, you can always just use different landing gear. I do with a different mod. And as you can see, I mean, this plane takes off like a champ. Put the SAS on, and I'm almost going 200 meters per second right now. These engines do suck fuel pretty quick, though. I'll climb. I mean, Let's climb up here for a second. These engines also are, in particular, I haven't usually made a design with the other standard engines that come with this game, but these actually, their thrust increase as they get higher. So basically, the higher we go, the thrust will increase. As you can see, it was just 116.9. And we're doing about 300 meters per second. But if you're going up in a, I gotta throttle down. And if you're in one of these types of planes, up this high, you gotta be careful because the engines want you to push up all the time. As you can see, about 500 meters per second. But now I'm starting to lose my air up here. And these are increasing really fast, as you can see. See how fast we can go. Oh, starting to get some effects up here. They'll start to overheat, but there we go. Should have put those in different categories. I mean, come on, right here. I think we got up to about 1100 meters per second. Which is, I mean, pretty good, but then again, we are in the second upper part of the atmosphere. It just depends. We could have probably gone faster with a less wing design. It just depends on what you're looking for. And the more load you have, of course, this thing isn't going to go that fast. And yeah. Alright, I'll break this down for you guys in the garage. Be right back. Alright, guys, and we're back. Let's go through this really quick for you guys. Basically, as I started off, get rid of that. Basically, as I started off, I just started out with the simple, cockpit, and then I just, you can experiment. Just add however many fuel tanks you think you'll need. Or you can do the structural fuel tanks if you don't need much. These engines suck the gas. It just depends on what you're wanting to use. And say you're going for a more sleek approach for the wings, you could probably have something like these, probably take this off, have a delta wing design, like this. And then you could have like an engine on the back, etc. Yeah, this, and then again, you probably won't be able to fit many more engines on this, but, this would, you'd probably be able to get this up to speed if you get this balanced right. Like, no doubt. It won't go 1,000 meters, or 1,000 meters per second, probably. It just depends on how high you get. If you add more, intakes and stuff, then you're golden, probably. But like I was saying, it depends on your wing design. It just depends on how your overall vehicle is shaped. It could be due to your fuel, your center of mass. It could be due to many times of things, engines, etc. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Yeah, have a good day, guys.